You're listening to the Season 1 finale, Episode 8 of the Tuneful Parent Podcast, Part 2 of The Prenatal Journey of a Musical Mama-to-Be.
Oh, my pretty baby, oh, my sweetie baby, I just can't believe I'm yours.
Hey parents, you're listening to the Tuneful Parent Podcast. I'm your host, JoEllyn Sumner, the Tuneful Teacher. I'm a vintage-loving crooner coming to you from the windy city of Chicago. My mission is to give you the tools to cultivate a tuneful home that will grow joyful, compassionate, empathetic, lifelong learners. I believe we are all born musical people, and I'm here to empower you. Tune in to learn easy songs, games, rhymes, and dances. Everything you need to engage intentionally with your children, all while building and stimulating their brain, nurturing their heart, and stirring their soul. Here's your backstage pass. Let's get tuneful. Y'all, we made it. We made it through the very first season of the Tuneful Parent Podcast. I am just so excited to have committed to doing this awesome work and that I'm reaching lots of parents all over the world about being a tuneful parent. Thank you so much for choosing the Tuneful Parent Podcast. As an avid podcast listener, I was a little nervous to start this podcast, but I enjoy it and hopefully you have as well. This cannot go on without your support, and I would love you to give a rating, a review, and share on your social media. Parental word of mouth is essential for growth in this field, and I would appreciate your help so very much. Okay, so let's talk about this season. We have had a multitude of episodes jam-packed within these 8-episode season. So let's go back. The beginning, we had More Than a Music Teacher, where I was explaining a little bit about me and myself and my history with being a music teacher, but wanting more. And also expecting my first kiddo and how I confuse my love of music with my love of being a parent or wanting to be a parent for so long. In episode 2, I explained a little bit more about why it's important to sing to your children and not just talk to them. We want to make sure that we input as much audio as we can into our child's brain, into their ears, as young as possible. These are the times that they say children's brains are like sponges. So we really want to make sure we utilize the time between 0 and 7 years old to really jam-pack their brain full of musical sounds, of beautiful sounds, of wonder, and really create this creativity within our child. In episode 3, I brought you Wiggles, Create Giggles. And talking a little bit about the first steps in music, part of the workout is a wiggle, using the child's toes and then their fingers. And as they developmentally grow, they can do these wiggles on your fingers. Wiggles are important to create a beatful sense in a child. Finding that steady beat, which is important not only for music, but also for lots of coordination, for fine and gross motor coordination, for being active and playing sports, to dancing. Then we moved into musical play versus screen time, which has been a real challenge I've heard from parents this year in particular for being home so much. Really setting those boundaries as a parent for yourself and for your child and for their well-being around screen time, and really the benefits of musical play with your child to help improve independent play for your child. In episode 5, I spoke about the importance of finger plays. Finger plays are some of the most wonderful activities that I do in my kindergarten, preschool level classes. And parents can learn them as well at home. I even had a freebie in there as well. So go back and listen to episode 5 and grab that freebie if you haven't already. In episode 6, I talk a little bit about sensory play and how I teamed up with Broccoli Boxes to speak about why sound is important in your child's sensory play as well. The last episode, episode 7, I began talking about my prenatal journey and all about what has went into my fertility and growing a baby inside of me at the age of 39 and all of my experience here and alongside my husband as well, who is an older parent as well. He calls himself the old man dad. Old man dad is 47 and the Tuneful Teacher is 39. So we are going into this as experienced humans, but again, we are doing this parenting thing for the very first time and are so very excited. Today's episode, we are going to talk a little bit about what to expect on the blog. Baby is due in about 3 more weeks from yesterday. She is weighing in at 7 pounds and 12 ounces already. I was a big baby. I was 10 pounds when I was born. My brother was 12. God bless my mom. And so we are making arrangements for her birth and her coming into the world here hopefully by June 30th. This Saturday, I will be putting up a new blog post with all sorts of information and pictures from my baby shower that I had a few weeks ago. Nacho average mama, nacho average baby shower, fiesta baby shower, let's talk about a baby. We had a lot of different theme. But this Saturday, June 12th, I will be going live with a lot of different pictures and some of my favorite gifts from my baby shower. As a runway of Miss Nashlyn Elaine's launch onto the world, I'll be posting another blog on Saturday, June 19th, with lots of pictures of her nursery. My husband and I have decorated her room in a Western, Southwestern, cowgirl, mid-century modern theme, and we look forward to hear what you think about it. Can non-musical parents teach their kids how to play an instrument or sing on pitch? Yes, the Tuneful Teacher is here to help. Parents who have never picked up an instrument can lay the foundation for kids to develop a lifelong love of music. My philosophy is simple. I make it super easy for parents to get their kids excited about music with First Steps in Music. Stream fun, on-demand music coaching for parents from your phone, tablet, TV, or computer, so music classes fit seamlessly around your busy schedule. Say goodbye to expensive in-person classes. I make it affordable for everyone to learn and make music from the comfort of your own home or in the car traveling the U.S. on your summer vacay. All-access pass to 4 developmentally appropriate spiraled curricula for prenatals, infants, toddlers, and preschoolers. Accountability and support through a private Facebook community. Monthly guest experts in the areas of parenting, child development, music aptitude, the arts, and so much more. Monthly Tuneful Teas to get to know other like-minded parents and build a village around parents and families who want to be musical. Right now, it's more affordable than ever. For a limited time only, parents can get into the Tuneful Home Music membership at a very low monthly subscription rate. The Tuneful Home Parental Music membership doors will be open from June 1st until June 15th. To thetunefulteacher.com/home to see all of the amazing benefits that you can receive by joining the Tuneful Home Parental Music membership. Let me guess, you might be struggling on how to play musically with your children, you feel a little helpless and not sure what to do, and you don't want to put your kiddo in front of a screen all day. What if I told you it didn't have to be this way? In fact, your children want to hear you sing and play with them. You'll have their attention, you'll be growing their trust and love, all while growing their brain. Introducing my signature 4-step method, the home method, a simple step-by-step method for parents who want to cultivate a musical family to build babies' brains and hearts through joyful bonding moments. To help you get started on your journey, I have access to a private Facebook group, live parent-child classes, special guest experts, and monthly Tuneful Teas. What are you waiting for? The Tuneful Home is now open. Join today. Go to www.thetunefulteacher.com/home. Okay, now that we're done with all of the announcements, I wanted to share with you a beautiful poem that I found within my Love Notes curriculum, which is the prenatal portion of my program. This poem is called Jessica and Me, and it's written by Cynthia Orange. Catching my rhythm, you rode the waves of my song, and for 9 months in unison we played on. Your movements quick and lively, allegro. Little by little, poco a poco, a rhapsody swelled within me, getting stronger, crescendo. Sometimes my belly danced as you directed the symphony, erratic movements from within, staccato. And then you emerged to sing your song, a cappella. I thought that was so beautiful. This was a poem that I found inside of the Love Notes text guide that I use as a teacher. And it was originally found in McCall's magazine in 1988. What a beautiful representation of music and pregnancy. It's my belief that parenting involves nurturing the baby before birth, as well as the actual act of parenting through a child's life. So Love Notes is a way in which parents can actively be involved in communicating through music with their unborn child. And this is what my husband and I have been doing throughout my pregnancy. I'm going to read to you a little bit from the foreword in the Love Notes curriculum from Sister Dr. Lorna Zemke. Prominent researchers in the medical profession, Drs. Thomas Verney, Susan Luddington Ho, Renee Van de Kar, T. Barry Brazelton, and many others have made significant contributions to the field of prenatal research and development. Dr. Leon Thurman and Anna Peter Lagnes are among the first musicians to use music, particularly singing, in prenatal and newborn development. Their work served as an inspiration in the establishment of Music for the Unborn Child classes at Silver Lake College in Wisconsin. Since the voice is a natural instrument common to everyone, parents can effectively use this sound source to set up a bonding and communication with their unborn child. Singing, then, is the primary activity suggested in these lessons, either unaccompanied or in combination with soft rhythmic impulses, movement, and the use of simple instruments. Love Notes consists of lesson plans containing songs, listening, and activity materials. It can be used in conjunction with music of all songs contained in the lesson, as well as a demonstration video that I supply on my program course called Kajabi. It is my hope that these lessons will not only serve as a catalyst for parents to freely use music and singing in their own way, but always to enrich the quality of life and to set up a bonding and communication with their babies, even while in the womb. If Love Notes assists you in making your unborn child feel wanted, secure, and loved, it will have achieved its goal. I hope that you spend many happy moments with your child. Signed, Sister Dr. Lorna Zemke. I'll share with you some frequently asked questions of Sister Lorna Zemke about the Prenatal Love Notes program. Why did you begin the prenatal music program? She goes on to say, as I became involved in the Kodály concept of teaching music, I studied some of his writings. One of Kodály's quotes made a tremendous impact on me. Kodály said, I used to say that we should teach music to children 9 months before they're born. Now I say we should teach music to children 9 months before the birth of the baby's mother. When we listen to this, it may first sound ridiculous, but it is profound. What Kodály is really saying is there should be a continuity, a continuous gifting from the mother to the child in music, and this even in the womb. There are many music readiness programs available around the United States for children from birth to 5 years old. And Sister Lorna began to think that there should be a movement in the frontiers. We should be moving back into that area. Dr. John Feierabend, a colleague of Dr. Sister Lorna Zemke, who created First Steps in Music program, had a wonderful working relationship. You know, Sister Lorna, you should really try this, Dr. John Feierabend said. I am convinced of the value of a program. We have had 80 to 100 children on our campus every semester taking music classes and learning how to move rhythmically and use their singing voices in tune. Even things like social awareness and emotional well-being and just the joy of music making are values of this program. Just to see the look on the face of a baby that's in diapers is something that you can't describe. It's just so tremendous. So as Dr. Feierabend's First Steps in Music programs were running, Sister Lorna wanted to push the frontiers back even further. She had become acquainted with a book on prenatal development written by Dr. Thomas Verney entitled The Secret Life of the Unborn Child, published way back when I was born in 1981. That book had a tremendous impact on her life. She kept going back to it, reading it over and over. The implications for the field of music became very clear to her, and she realized that there was something that she could do as a music educator to enrich the life of an unborn child, setting up the bonding between parents and child and using music as a means of communication. From there, Verney's writings led her to many others in the area of prenatal development. Many had conducted experiments with sounds or auditory stimuli and how it affects the fetal heart rate of the unborn child. She began to see that some of the top experts and investigators were looking at what sound does to the unborn child, and this led her even closer. Sister Lorna found Dr. Susan Ludington-Ho's research about infant stimulation. Why can't music be stimulation? After finding another group of musicians' works called Heart Songs, it showed Sister Lorna that it was possible for musicians to get involved in prenatal development. And this formed the inspiration for her work at Silver Lake College and what inspired her work in the Love Notes program and the book and the curriculum that I use. What is the value of this program for future parents? Sister Lorna says, I see various values in this program. I learned from my readings that a child's senses are operative in the womb during the second trimester. Some experts are even saying now as early as 4.5 to 5 months, but for sure during the second trimester. That means to a musician that a child can hear if the senses are operative. So I thought logically we can do something to stimulate the senses with music. This was born out of the fact when she read Dr. Thurman and Anna Peter Langness's book, Heart Songs, said the same thing. Music has a contribution to make. You might say, why? For what reason? Why should we stimulate those senses? Well, to assist in the development of this child so that it's a totally healthy human being, physically, mentally, psychologically, emotionally. But more significant and more important reason is creating the family unit. The mother, the father, the family members, the relatives, the spouses, the aunts, the uncles, grandparents, all can get involved in creating music to make the child feel more secure, loved, cared about, and wanted so that they're waiting for the child with eager anticipation. Music is a language. It communicates. And if it communicates, you can begin to set up bonding between parents and child, and between the siblings, grandma and grandpa, and whomever with the child. The bonding makes the child feel good about him or herself, feel secure, and feel that he or she is coming into a comfortable environment. Another value is that we use a natural instrument, the voice, the mother's voice, the closest sound source to the child. Singing is the primary activity, the natural activity of the mother. We make use of the voice for the mother, not only to have a sound source communication, but an emotionally directed communication, because it's the mother doing all of these things. We know that the mother's voice is amplified since the baby is floating in the fluid. The baby hears the mother's voice and appreciates the mother's voice most of all. And again, this allows for the possibility of the child to feel accepted, loved, and gain a sense of well-being. What types of activities are included in the classes? These are very simple activities. Sometimes the mothers will say, oh, I have to be a musician to do this, but it is not true. Activities are all very simple. We take common, ordinary folk songs, which we all know, and alter the words. We try to include a variety of musical experiences so women aren't bored, and also the baby isn't bored. We look for a balance of rhythmic, melodic, and emotive type of expressions. We talk about loving the baby and caring for the baby. We move through rhythm, we move through melody, we move through little simple instrumental activities, and other things that we can do to amplify the sound structure. But the basic activity is singing, because the mother's voice is the natural instrument, which the baby is hearing all the time. Sister Lorna is asked, what do you feel would be the outcome of taking this class? She goes on to say, very simply, let me say what I think it is not, because I am asked this all the time. We are not trying to raise super babies. This is a fear, you know. Why are we rushing the process? Let them be children. So we're not trying to raise super babies. We're not trying to raise musicians. We're hoping most of all to enhance the quality of life for the child, for the parents, and for anyone whom this child will interact. I keep coming back to the same word. The key word is bonding, communication. We're hoping that the child will feel accepted, will feel loved, and will feel a part of the family unit. I hope through this episode you understand the importance and the relativeness of prenatal music. It has helped me so much through my pregnancy, and I am so excited to see baby when she comes out June 30th. If you have any questions, please leave them in the show notes. Please leave your good wishes. I am a couple weeks out from having baby, and I will be releasing a few more episodes here for season 2. And at the end of season 2, I'll give you a recap here on my first couple months of motherhood. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Just because this jam session is over doesn't mean our time together has to end. Head over and join my Facebook group, The Tuneful Parent. And if you're on Instagram, take a screenshot, add it to your stories, and tag me at The Tuneful Teacher. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay tuneful, parents.